Alright, hope everybody's doing well. This never happens. I mean, absolutely never. Never, never, never. So, as a lot of you know, I meet up with people at the Goodwill bins early in the morning, sometimes in the afternoon when their work is slow or I have time to do so. And they've been recently putting out records in the front bins, and that's all good and well. And they keep them there for a while, and so people have their chance at them, you know, things that have sat for a while. But you're usually the mom and pop records there, and there was no exception today. There was one record I almost bought, and I said, you know what, I'm just buying it just to have something. Doesn't make sense to do that, so I threw that back. Then I found a bunch of postcards and other things and autograph supplies. I got some good Sharpies. I tested them. They're all really working just fine. Gold Sharpie and that stuff. So that cost me very little. I spent, I think, just under $5 there. So that was worth my time there. But again, mostly it was envelopes and autographing supplies. So no records there. But I mainly had gone because somebody had wanted to meet up with me to do something or drop me off something or whatever. It was too confusing. And then the other thing was that I needed to look for some pins because one of my friends has a Halloween costume and he needs some kind of like pins like Green Day and stuff like that. Just rock pins, you know, for that particular time period, like the late 90s, early 2000s, that sort of thing. And but I couldn't find anything. I was like, ah, shoot. And there's not really any kind of pick-apart type thrift stores around. And a lot of times people don't have like buttons in their glass cases anymore. And it's really hit and miss. So I said, well, shoot, let me hit the Teen Challenge. They call it the Super Thrift now, but it's a Teen Challenge. And I looked around and I didn't see anything. It's like, I don't know. There's a picture frame I might want to buy for $3, but you know, I just don't need that kind of stuff. I mean, I do need it, but I just really didn't want to spend $3 on a picture frame. Turned the corner and I started looking at the records and they said $1.50. I said, well, might as well see what they have for $1.50 because Goodwill had nothing great at all. And there was only one time in the entire thing that I can remember that I found actually what I wanted. That was a rarity. So I was at a Goodwill one time and I grabbed something like The Lost Sounds. I think it's Black Wave or something. I don't remember the title exactly. I got home and said, oh my gosh, that's a song I've been looking for forever, and I just randomly accidentally got this album. That's it. The chances of that are zero. It was the only like relatively brand new, you know, after the year 2000 album in the entire bin store. This was many years ago. And then I'm starting to go through the records, and I almost gave up. Here, and I saw some rap records that didn't have their sleeves, and some had some, you know, generic sleeves, nothing. I was like, this is nothing much. And then I was like, I'm about ready to give up. And because it smelled so bad. I don't know what was going on. Some of the old stale, you know, kind of Goodwill type of records were there. And then I hit some other records like, okay, this is crazy. This is really crazy. In no particular order. I don't remember exactly the first one I saw because I got past the rap. And some of this might be rap, but again, I had to take my chance on some of this here. This one is from Saw Recordings. This is Satoshi Tommy Virus or something. These are all 12 inches. I think these are 12 inches, most of them. It's got a website of Saw Recordings. I didn't really know this one here, but I figured I'd grab that one there just for the heck of it. Because I didn't want to miss anything, because I saw some of the genres that were coming through there. We start getting to some other stuff here. This one is Tribal Warriors, Spirits in Love, and Electric Drum. Again, I do not know a lot of these. Some of these are late 90s, early 2000s. But they look like they were kept in very, very good condition here. This one's got some sleeve issues here. But Tribal Warriors with a label on there, on the top there. Hopefully you can see that. And then nothing on the back there. So we start getting better here. Then we start finding things like this one here. This one here as features as Steve Lawler's Global Underground and Max Graham's Transport CD. Carbon Recordings, Duality, Make Change Static, and all that kind of good stuff there. This is from 2002, so that looks kind of interesting. This is the kind of stuff I was seeing on Discogs here. There's this one here, there's the back of it. Somebody spent $11 on this. It's an import, it looks like. It says MC Audio DJ Pro Shop, so whatever that was. Yeah, so it says this record has been brought to you by the letter C. That's pretty funny. So there's that one there. Then I got this one here. Again, these are in no particular order. Schiller, Mick, Kim Sanders, Dancing with Loneliness. So no absolute idea what this one is here, but you know, it's some sort of German import, it looks like. And somebody Duffy, Duffy or Duff had these albums, and so unfortunately his autograph is on half of these here. York Remix and Das Glockenspiel, Schill out Fassung. I'm not sure exactly all this stuff here, but produced by Christopher and Von Dalen and Mirko von Schuffen. If I can figure out who the DJs were, Christopher, let's see, something about Hamburg. Okay, I'm not exactly sure, but I saw this one here. So that is probably like the full-length album right there, maybe. I'm not sure what that one is there. Then I found this one here. We got James Holden, One for You. Nicely, Mr. Duff has autographed that particular label there, so I can clean that off. This one here is, oops, it's upside down here. James Holden, Side A Original Mix. I don't know, Silver Planet Music. This is from 2001. Silver Planet Recordings. Don't know a lot about this one. Again, there was a bunch of rap in there. But then I started getting stuff that I recognized. Oh, man. So, Platypus Recordings. I don't have a lot of these. I have one or two of these. This is Mogwai. So, I think, or what says Mogwai there, but I think it's Mogwai Viola. I'm not sure. Original mix, Armin van Buuren remix. So that's very cool. Very cool. Platypus Recordings. That's really neat to have this one here. I'm glad I grabbed that one. I didn't really check, but I did kind of look, and the stuff that was in the correct sleeves is in the correct sleeves here. Then we got Meteor 7, Universal Music, as again that Duff guy put his name there, David D. Duff or whatever. So I can clean some of that off and some of it won't come up. Meteor 7, Universal Music. These were $1.49 each. James and Dylan's Dumont remix, DJ Scott Project remix, club mix. 2002 Zeitgeist, Polydor Zeitgeist, I'm not exactly sure. Polydor DE, so Deutschland, I believe that's what that is. Then we have Data Recordings. I thought that's cool. Some of these I've been looking at. I don't know about this one. Storm, Time to Burn, the remixes. This is actually punched out right there, so that's kind of neat. So you can see that it's actually punched out, and it kind of slips there. Kind of neat there. Basic cover there. Unfortunately, again, DD has put his name there. Gizen remix, Ariel remix, Nick Sentience full-length remix, and Pascal FEOS treatment. Again, I don't know a lot of these here, but I just, wow, this is really cool. Then this one, I believe, was on my Discogs wish list to get. Essential Recording System F Out of the Blue. Really cool there. Mr. Duff, or whatever, put his thing there. I might be able to clean that off right there. And it's got Out of the Blue, let's see. It's got written by Ferry Corsten, Out of the Blue original 12-inch version. Looks like Out of the Blue Angels remix. And mentions something about another remix, maybe a different album that I was looking at here, but really cool. That was one that was on my wish list here from Discogs. So I saved myself approximately $10 or so. Then we have another Data Recordings here. Schiller, Rua, Humate, Hummit remix, and Tom Middleton Cosmos remix. That's very cool. Again, another punch out there. Really neat. And we have the back there, very basic and plain here. I have a few more here. I want to say I got 15 records here. This one here is Art of Trance, Kilimanjaro, Adam Dived remix, or Divid, Adam Divid. That might have been another one. I was looking at some sort of Adam Dived or Adam Divid. So there was that one there. Silvio Icomo remix. Art of Trance Kilimanjaro, really cool. State of Mind Records is where that came from for $10. Then we have, I hope I have them all here. Then we have Dumont versus Lang, Memory, Disc 1. So that's cool there. Again, I haven't listened to all the stuff. Original dub and Lang dub. Again, I don't know all of these things here, but again, there was some rap records there, and I could kind of tell which was which, but not. Now, Minimalistics, Close Cover, that's one. This is the Filter Heads remix. That was also on my list at some point. So it's amazing I found records on my freaking Discogs list that I don't have to go and buy now. Absolutely insane. Data Records promo, so that's cool. That might be worth a couple bucks here. And then there's the back of it there. Really neat there. This one does not have the cutout there, and I'll just show you the vinyl on here. And the vinyl looks like it was played very, very little, just a little tiny bit of wear. Some of the ones I've been getting off Discogs were a little more worse of the wear. This one, I don't know what it is. This one says Kid Energy, Power of Ecstasy. It was on Flash Tracks. Don't know about anything about this one here. I have no idea. Josh Collins Hard Love remix and Tech Mix, Kevin Cunningham remix. Again, I know nothing about this one. This might be a little more noisier than I like to have. But there is that one there. There was another one of these. Originally that was $6.99 for that one. Again, that looks like it's just a camera shutter or something like that. I thought there was a date on here. I don't see one right now. And if there are dates on some of these, they're very, very tiny here. I wanted to say this is... Oh, it's 2000. So all this stuff dates to about the year 2000 to 2002, which is kind of cool, because that's just on the edge of what I'm looking for, just on the very edge here. Now this one here, I thought this was kind of a fun one to grab here. I'm not sure if this is the right one here. Did I grab the... This might be a mistake here. I don't know what was in here. Dave Hollister featuring Cameron, promotional copy not for sale, 2002. Might be the wrong one here, because I got this album here. It says Steve Harvey, Let's Get Wild, new track from Mr. Cheeks. So, don't know, but it's got Steve Harvey on the cover there. That's kind of unusual there from, that game show, Family Feud. So, I don't know. I think I grabbed the, I don't know what Steve Harvey was, the label was on there, but there's that one that was in there. It's an MCA record. Whatever that was. Was this MCA? Who knows? It could be some of that. I just don't really know. But I don't see anything that says Let's Get Wild on here. A lot of these are promotional albums here, but unfortunately, as in 12 inches go, promotional albums don't have any value. As far as I know, there's only a few that actually add some extra value. But what's crazy is that for all of that was $22.50 or something like that for 15 records. I know I probably should have grabbed all the rap ones and throw them away when I'm done, but I don't work that way. I didn't want to spend $35 on a bunch of stuff that I had absolutely no clue on. I'm pretty sure that I grabbed everything. They were shocked that I bought that many albums. I think that is the most albums that I've bought in an extremely long time. I think the most I've ever purchased was like 17 or 18. At a Goodwill bin store. I take that back. 17 or 18 at a Goodwill bin store many years ago. It's not many years ago, a year ago, I guess. And there was some really good stuff in that one, but they were $1.25 instead of $1.50, so it worked out to about the same. And then many, many years ago, when I was just starting to rebuild my collection because I had cleared out a bunch of stuff, this was way before anybody has thought about records being cool again. There was a store that was going out of business or something like that, and records were 100 for $10 or something like that, 10 cents a piece. And I think I saved one Bobby Sherman one and dumped the rest of them. It was all garbage. Every one of them was garbage. It was really embarrassing what I had grabbed. So that's what I have. It's just absolutely amazing. So just to recap a couple of these things here. I got some Platypus recordings here, which I semi-collect. I got some Data recordings, which I kind of do now collect. And I got a few other things here that are really cool here. So I'll have to go through these, see what I like. And again, there's a bunch of ones that I'm not familiar with. So I'm going to be going on to Discogs and looking up some of this stuff and seeing what we have here. Again, some of them are have a few other songs than just the one on there, or to the two or whatever. So very, very cool. And again, all this stuff. This one has got some scuffing on it, and the scuffing looks like it's because whatever in the Just jacket was scratching it. The paper sleeve was scratching it a little bit. It's not because it was DJ'd a whole lot or scratched. So very, very cool. And like I said, most of the wrap did not have any dust jackets or any kind of protection on them, so they were getting all beat. And one of the things I did want to close out with here is that the stuff that I grabbed is not for everybody. In fact, 99% of all my friends think the stuff that I grab is worse than buying a bag of dog poop for $5. They would rather spend money on a bag of dog poop than come home with these albums. It's very disgusting how sometimes, especially like in the card groups or the record groups, how people are so elitist in their thoughts. It's got to be Beatles only or Rolling Stones and you can't have anything else. Country music and nothing else. Vintage this and that and nothing else. It's got to have value or nothing else. Some people say, well, if the record doesn't have any value over $20 or something, then they don't want it in their collection. And that's how a lot of people are. It's really sad, and I show these records off and I get some positive feedback in the YouTube community. But again, when I showcase these around, people are like, so what? Who cares? And that's why they were in that bin at the Teen Challenge Super Thrift or whatever it's called. That's why they were there. And again, rap records, pretty much the same. People only buy rap records if they're like the full-length LP. When I showed people that I found I picked up another one recently. It was a Trent Reznor mix of some kind. Everybody's like, yeah, big deal, who cares? Even the young kids couldn't even care about that. They know who all that stuff is. Nobody cared. It was right on the top of all the junkie records, and nobody wanted it. Came home, and there's only 2 copies on Discogs for $40 or $50. So who's laughing now, really? I mean, it's not something that I necessarily needed to have, but it was just, I don't know. It's just, record collecting is for the birds because people are trying to palm off all kinds of really terrible, awful records on me and tell them the greatest thing is since sliced bread, but then when I show them the music that I'm really enjoyed in, it's like, yeah, who cares? And then they spout off some crazy jazz musician I've never even gave any thought to. So, I mean, I guess it goes both ways, and I'm always happy for whatever anybody else is finding and collecting, and that's what makes me so different, and some collectors so different. They accept all forms of music as entertainment for people. Nobody likes to be told that their music is garbage. That's how wars get started. So that's all I have about that one there. I just really am so happy I got some really, really cool stuff here. I guess I could show you some. Actually, when I end up with an autograph request here for those people who stayed to the end of the video here. These cards I've had forever in my collection because I meant to send them and something happened. I lost the address or he moved or I don't know what happened. So I got 3 of 3. And I got a thank you Henry on a sticky note label, and I just wanted to get these cards signed for the longest of times, and I got the 76 Randy Mannery. Shout out to WVogs18 or whatever. I don't think he got that card, but he got one from this set here in his last video. And then we have Randy Mannery from like this, I don't know, 74, I believe. That's 74. And then this must be the 73. So it's really cool for me to finally get Randy Mannery. I'm not exactly sure why they didn't get sent out, but they sat forever, got postage, and these came in today. So that was the only piece of mail worthwhile at all today, and postcards are not coming back. I shipped out gobs and gobs of postcards. Some of those take some time to come back, but I have a feeling that I do want to finish off my postcard project, but I have a feeling that that's going to be the end of it pretty soon. Nothing's coming back at all. I'm sorry, I get these hiccups and during the video. I ate and I won't go into why I get these kind of hiccups. It's not because I'm a super huge beer drinker. I haven't had one in probably a month. But anyway, that's what I have for you. Hope you enjoyed that. I got the music that I've always wanted but never found at a thrift store. First time essentially ever. And thank you for watching.